Bring back rock.
Hey everybody, it's Dean. Welcome to Bring Back Rock. Today's band is by viewer suggestion. I knew about them back in the day, but I didn't have the album until recently. I think I was listening to Heaven's Edge record on Spotify. And when you get to the end of an album, they usually play something by similar artists. And this one came up and I thought it was really good. So, I checked out the album, liked it. If I like it, I'm going to buy it. So I picked up the album. It's kind of got a really big cult following, vocal fans of the band. They were one and done back in the day, sort of. One and done being one major label album release, kind of. I'll tell you what I mean by that in the video. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history, and then I will play some music samples and catch up with you at the end. Once again, thanks everybody for being here and deciding to spend some time. If you know someone else that might like it, please spread the word. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get to Valentine. Valentine came from the Long Island, New York club circuit. The classic lineup, actually the lineup, is Adam Holland, Hugo Valenti on vocals, Craig Pullman on keys, Gerard Zappa on bass, and Neil Christopher on drums. They have changed drummers to Mike Morales. That's like the only change. So anyway, Gerard and Neil met in high school and they played in various bands together. The band rented rehearsal space at the same place as some other famous New Yorkers, Joan Jett, the Stray Cats, and Twisted Sister. As a matter of fact, JJ French and Mark Mendoza were big supporters of the band, and a production deal with them, probably with JJ since he's kind of the business guy, was being worked out. But before that happened, a friend of the band, Scott Bernstein, he's kind of plugged into the music scene, took their demos to SBK Management. Now, Scott at one time worked for Lieber Krebs Management, most famous in my mind anyway, for working with Aerosmith. And he later worked at SBK. SBK signed the band. They also managed Grammy-winning producer Neil Kernon, famous for producing Hall & Oates, Petra, Dokken, and Queensryche, among many others. But he's the one who produced Valentine's demos, which got the band signed relatively quickly to Columbia Records, and he produced a self-titled debut album. But getting the album released was a very bumpy road. They were signed in April of '88. They waited for Neil to record in November of '88, but as so often happens, turnover at the top of the label had the new president kind of cleaning out all the rock acts, and Valentine was let go before the album was ever released. Luckily, their management negotiated brilliantly, and the band got to take their album with them. A new label was starting up called Giant Records, which was a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. So they signed in April in '88, recorded in November in '88, and their album was finally released in October of 1990, 2.5 years after signing. The self-titled album finally came out, and they had some success. Metal Edge supported them, Kerrang supported them, and they made a video for the song No Way, which found its way to MTV's Headbangers Ball, and featured a familiar face, Ali Sheedy of The Breakfast Club, War Games, Short Circuit, St. Elmo's Fire. That Ali Sheedy plays a fan obsessed with seeing the band at a closed rehearsal, trying to get past security. Preparing for album number 2, the band had label money behind them, and they picked up a nice 8-track portable recording studio and made some very high-quality demos, which we will talk about later on. All right, so now, before parting ways with Warner Brothers, they were able to get a song, Keep the Faith, on Christina Applegate's movie Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. The debut album is considered kind of a cult classic among 80s rock and AOR fans. It has been re-released on Rock Candy Records. Now, following their release from Warner Brothers, they were writing, but the music they're writing just wasn't really Valentine anymore. Slower songs, AOR-ready, radio-ready songs. They decided to change the name of the band to Open Skies, SKYZ, releasing an album on RCA Records. Guitarist Adam says, Hugo's voice opened doors for the band. People heard him and said, yeah, we can do something with that voice, which is kind of a cool thing to say. No ego or anything there. Just, hey, he's a very talented singer. The band was able to open for Mr. Big. Another band opening for Mr. Big was Tall Stories with singer Steve Augeri, and they became friends with him. Steve later sang for Ty Ketto on the album Shine, and then moved on to sing for Journey from 1998 to 2006. Journey kind of plays into their story a lot. So now Hugo, there's no denying this. Hugo looks a lot like Steve Perry of Journey fame. He can also sound a lot like Steve Perry, and he was often compared to Steve Perry. So around this time, tribute bands became a thing, and he figured, this is how I look, this is how I sound, I may as well take advantage of it. He started a Journey tribute band called Evolution, and taking Adam Holland with him on guitar. The band got very popular, and they even worked with the Broadway play Rock of Ages. They played opening night, and then once a month at a club next door. Cast members were required to attend, and anyone with a ticket to the show could come and get into this little club and see the band play. They would jam with cast members, and other rockers, especially from the New York scene, would come and jam with them. One day, Steve Augeri came. Now, he wanted to start his own band, not a Journey thing. And he ended up taking Adam with him to form the Steve Augeri Band. Hugo continued on with the Journey tribute band, but changed the name to Voyage. In 2007, the band had an opportunity to play Europe. Valentine had an opportunity to play Europe. Mike Morales was now on drums, and the show was amazing. Amazing enough that they decided to record an album together. They recorded Soul Salvation, which was released in 2008. In 2021, Vanity 20th Century Music contacted the band to see if they had any unreleased material from back in the day. Why, yes. Yes, we do. Remember that very well-produced demo on the portable equipment? Well, they released that as Demos from the Attic in 2021. Hugo has put out a number of solo albums. The latest was with the band Voyage. It's either Voyage or Hugo's Voyage. It's on Frontiers Records from 2023. Adam put out an instrumental album called Rapture in 2024. And of course, music with the Steve Augeri Band and others. Adam, at one point after Valentine, moved to Nashville. He was a songwriter on staff in Nashville. And as I've heard before, if you think you know talented individuals or you're talented yourself, go to Nashville. It is on a whole new level, probably because they come from all over and many of them kind of congregate in Nashville. But he also has a podcast called Band Forever. Not band as in you can't get it, band B-A-N-D, like a rock band. Band Forever, talking to fellow musicians. All the members seem to be very friendly with each other. They played with each other in various projects. There just seems to be a real respect and friendship for each other, which is kind of cool. No axes to bury, anything like that. So maybe we'll see some more Valentine down the pike. No egos, like I said, no hatchets. We'll see. All right, so here are some music samples from Valentine, and then I will catch up with you at the end of the video. Before we get to the music samples, I just want to say really quick, because I forgot to mention it, Hugo is now doing his Journey tribute band as Hugo, the Ultimate Journey Tribute. He is no longer with Voyage. All right, sorry. Okay, let's get back to the music samples.
Cool it, baby. Know just what you're thinking of. Funny how you keep on talking crazy when we're making love. Yeah. So busy with these little games you play. I can't wait to hear what you say. No way. Don't try and tell me you may. 'Cause I know what you're doing. No way. Are you gonna get me tonight? It's calling me to stay. All along the way, feel the darkness holding I'd do it all again. People always told me you'd be better off in school. Join the race, learn the golden rule. Music taught me so much more than I could ever sing. And then I wouldn't change a thing. Never said it was gonna be easy. The days were long and the nights were never end. Oh yeah, never said it was. All of my place just turns to gray. You know I can feel it. But if I had you here today, now I'd reveal it. 'Cause you are the one. Ooh, I've been waiting for. The time has come, and I can't hold back anymore. Where are you now? Do you still shine? Or am I just another love you left behind? Where are you now? Tell me, can you feel it? I still need you, baby. Where are you now? The feeling.
All right, so that was a little bit on Valentine. Where can you find them? The debut album you can find streaming on the streaming services. If you're interested in that Open Skies album, you can also find that on the streaming services. The debut album was re-released by Rock Candy Records. I think it's out of print. I tried to go on their site, but their site is currently down, so I couldn't verify if it was out of print or not. But I did find it used anywhere from $20 to $40, $35, somewhere in there. Demos from the Attic, I did find out there. I believe that one is also out of print, but it is out there for $25 to $40 as well. And then Soul Salvation, the last full studio record by the band. That one, if you're a fan of the band and you missed it when it came out, it's going to cost you a little bit. That one's going for around $100, so not real cheap. But you can check out the debut album on the streaming services, and you can still get that for normal CD price. So, all right, so that was Valentine. Thank you very much for spending time here, and I'll catch up with you on the next episode.